Once upon a time in China, there lived a wise Buddhist monk named Tenzin. He was known far and wide for his profound teachings on love and detachment. People came from distant places seeking his wisdom, hoping to learn the secret of loving without attachment. Tenzin's teachings were rooted in the principles of Buddhism, which emphasized the impermanence of all things and the importance of freeing oneself from attachment to achieve true inner peace. He believed that love could be a powerful force for good in the world, but only if it was practiced with wisdom and without attachment. One sunny morning, a young woman named Emma arrived at the monastery, seeking Tenzin's guidance. She was deeply troubled by her inability to love without becoming attached. She explained to the monk how she had suffered heartbreak after heartbreak in her relationships, leaving her feeling empty and lost. Tenzin listened compassionately to Emma's story, and then began to impart his wisdom. Attachment, my dear Emma, is like a heavy chain that binds our hearts and causes suffering, Tenzin said gently. But love, when practiced with wisdom, can be a source of great joy and fulfillment. Emma was eager to learn how to love without attachment, and Tenzin decided to share a story that had been passed down through generations in his monastery. In a nearby village, Tenzin began, there lived a couple named David and Sophia. They were deeply in love and seemed to be the epitome of a perfect relationship. However, Sophia fell seriously ill and her health deteriorated rapidly. David was devastated as he couldn't bear the thought of losing his beloved wife. As Sophia's condition worsened, David spent sleepless nights caring for her, holding her frail hand and whispering words of love. He was attached to the idea of Sophia's presence in his life and desperately clung to the hope of her recovery. But despite all his efforts, Sophia eventually passed away. Emma listened intently, her eyes filled with empathy for David. After Sophia's passing, Tenzin continued. David was plunged into deep sorrow. He mourned her for days, unable to find solace, but then one night, as he gazed at the moon, a profound realization struck him. He understood that his attachment to Sophia had caused his suffering. He had loved her deeply, but had clung to her as if she were a possession, not realizing the impermanence of life. Emma nodded, beginning to see the lesson in the story. Tenzin smiled and said, David decided to honor Sophia's memory by living a life of love and compassion. He started helping the less fortunate in his village, offering support to those in need. He found solace in the act of giving and loving without attachment. Over time, David's heart healed, and he discovered a profound sense of inner peace. Emma was deeply moved by the story of David and Sophia. She asked Tenzin, but how can I learn to love like David without becoming attached to the outcomes of my relationships? Tenzin replied, the key, my dear Emma, is to cultivate love with an open heart while embracing the impermanence of life. Understand that all things, including relationships, are subject to change. Here are some steps to help you love without attachment. Number 1. Self-awareness. Recognize your own attachment patterns without judgment. Number 2. Mindfulness. Stay present in your relationships, enjoying the moments without worry. Number 3. Accept impermanence. Embrace the truth that all things are transient. Number 4. Cultivate compassion. Focus on the well-being of your loved ones selflessly. Number 5. Practice non-attachment. Let go of specific outcomes and allow relationships to unfold naturally. Emma thanked Tenzin for his invaluable guidance and left the monastery with a newfound determination to practice love without attachment in her life. Over time, Emma began to put Tenzin's teachings into practice. She learned to love with an open heart, cherishing her relationships without clinging to them. As she embraced impermanence and focused on the present moment, her relationships grew healthier and more fulfilling. Emma's journey toward loving without attachment was not without its challenges, but she understood that it was a lifelong practice. Through her dedication, she discovered a sense of inner peace and a love that transcended attachment, a love that was pure, selfless, and everlasting, just like the wisdom she had received from the venerable monk Tenzin. The morale of the story: true love flourishes when we let go of attachment and embrace the impermanence of life, finding inner peace and selfless compassion in the process. Please drop your opinion in comment box. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe and share it with your family and friends. Thank you for watching.